And you've actually defended Ice Cube before because you made almost nothing in the first movie, but you were a brand new actor. Mm-hmm. You know, do you remember how much you made?
Yes. I mean, I'm not sure what the residuals, but I know my first, it was SAG minimum. It was my first movie. Mm-hmm. SAG minimum, I think a day for a real movie. Because when it's a low budget movie, it's about $100 a day. But it was a normal movie, it's like $800 a day. So it's $800 a day plus overtime. And I remember I worked overtime, and I think I made a total of like $1,200. But that's just from like working. So what you do when the movie come out, then you get another check. And I think I probably got another check of maybe another couple of $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, John Witherspoon said on the first Friday, everyone got $5,000.
Oh, okay.
But for the next Friday movie, he got $1 million.
Did he really?
For Friday after next, he said he got $1 million.
Oh, that was the third one.
The third one, yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty decent.
Yeah, and he's an important character.
We talked about all the work that you've done, and you were getting paid, but you weren't getting these massive paychecks.
No,
you weren't getting the multi-million.
I made $1 million third Friday.
Okay.
But you know the IRS gonna take all that money.
Yep.
They're waiting for you to come off stage. Witherspoon, come here.
You know.
Oh, that was dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he talked about it in an interview.
Okay.
Yeah, so people were getting paid, but I mean, listen, the first movie.
It's always like that.
It's always like that.
But the second one was, by then he had a great buzz, and then people wanted to see it, and he paid them what it was due.
It's too bad Chris Tucker couldn't be part of the rest of them, because I feel like it would have been a much different series with Chris being in all three, because he was such a standout. He was such a standout in that first movie.
He was the movie.
He was the movie. Yeah, you're right. There'd be no Friday without Chris Tucker.
No.
It would just be a movie that came away. Have you and Chris ever talked about the movie? The series?
No. Nah, we never talked about it at all. The weird thing, God, I ran into Chris on so many occasions. I remember one time, when Chris was really high this time. I remember running into him at the BT Awards. I've missed some big opportunities that I probably could have did some really big shit with Chris. So it was early 2000s. He was hot. I remember going to the BT Awards, and he ran into me. I had on my little dashiki. I was going to every event with my dashiki. And I remember running into Chris, and he's like, "Hey, Mike, give me your number. I'm gonna call you about something." Because at that time, he had just recently visited Africa. I think with like Bill Clinton and everybody else. And I'm like, I give my number. I'm like, this nigga ain't gonna call me, whatever, And then like, he actually called. He called. I got so excited to hear his voice. And I'm like, oh shit, whatever. And all of a sudden, like the car dropped. It was like, old cell phone back in that. Maybe one of them was a house call. I'm not sure what it was. It was like 2003-ish, 2-3-ish, whatever that year was. And then I didn't hear from him again. But then I ran into him. Then we talked again, and then we set up a meeting, and we met right at the Renaissance Hotel by LAX. And he had an idea for a TV show or something, and we talked about it. And then nothing happened. We always talk about something. Now we like, nigga, we old as fuck now. Like what we always talk about doing something, but it just never happened. But I knew he had a great interest in Africa, so I knew whatever it is he was trying to do, some movie like has to do like in Africa, And it's never too late. So Chris, if you're watching this, let's make this happen. Let's go to Africa to solve some kind of case. I still think he's by far a legend in comedy. I mean, he's made some legendary movies. And so many things that Chris was so hot that so many things that he turned down is what got passed on to other people.